Hello, hello. So I'm just making this video because I thought I'd just give a little bit of an update on life and see where this goes. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna start blogging on this channel slash account, but I just thought I'd make this little video. I enjoy doing sit down talk videos like this and just kind of sharing my experiences and stuff for like loneliness and getting closer to God. But yeah, so recently, I've been having a bit of a crisis of sorts. I don't know if I can. I don't even know if crisis is the right word, but just a little bit of like a confusion on something. I've kind of began to realize that as much as I desire friends and connection with people, no one's really gonna ever fully satisfy me, you know. One of my professors mentioned in the class, but I can't remember, but pretty much he said that all of us humans, we all have a big God shaped hole in our heart. And that's kind of the hole in our heart that God can fill, that gives us ultimate satisfaction. Because at the end of the day, all humans, we're all looking for meaning. It's why we join bigger causes. It's why people start cults, and it's why people join cults and stuff. And it's why people follow all sorts of things, all sorts of trends, all sorts of movements. We're looking for meaning. That's how us humans are, and that's because of this. We're trying to find something to fill this big God-sized hole in our hearts. And for me, I found, yeah, I can desire friends all I want, but ultimately, at the end of the day, even if, I mean, yes, if I do eventually kind of find a person or people that I really get along with, that I really connect with and stuff, yes, that's gonna make me feel probably less dissatisfied than I normally do, but it's definitely not gonna satisfy me all the way. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, we're in this world together, but at the same time, our journeys are our own at the end of the day. So, in a way, it's still kind of not a lonely life, if you could say, because we're still just on our own. It's our own walk at the end of the day. Our walk isn't the same as like our family's walk in life and with God, or our friends' walk in life. And just like my whole life, I've struggled to really connect with people or make satisfying friendships. And I'm beginning to desire to kind of have God fill that role of friend for me instead of having to just depend on another human. Because one thing for me that I'm starting to notice is if I get too attached to someone, then they might end up letting me down, and I just end up just getting hurting myself. And but God will never let you down. He will never, like, God's always there for you. That's something I know about him. He's always gonna be there for you. Yeah, other humans may abandon you, but God won't. He won't abandon. He's always willing to love you. He's always there to listen to you. He's always there with you, even if we may not physically see him. All this to say, I guess recently I've been trying to just kind of befriend God and kind of get away from humans. Like, I enjoy being around humans, and I'm generally a very friendly person and a bit of a people person, but I'm trying to kind of distance myself a little bit from humanity, not like forever, but just so I can get a grasp. Because, at the same time, I also value my individuality. But at the same time, I also know that isolation can be dangerous. And when we isolate ourselves, it can. That's when Satan can strike best, when we're isolated. So I'm trying to find a balance of kind of making God my best friend and valuing him over another human, but also not isolating myself too much to the point where I'm vulnerable to spiritual attacks. Because God wants us to be in community. It's just been really hard for me to find the right ones where I feel like I fit into, if that makes sense. And just talking more about just feeling let down. Generally, I've recently been feeling let down by people I've like newly met who I feel, oh, you could be a good friend. And I just kind of, for a lot of the quote unquote friendships that I feel like I've been recently making, it does oftentimes feel like I'm always the one reaching out and I'm always the one putting in all the effort. And something that's kind of always upset me is, why can't I really get people to care about me? I always care about people and put in all this effort. But I can never get people to care about me. I can never get people to go out of their way for me and stuff. But I see other people with that where there's like people who, so many people love them, so many people care about them, so many people go out of their way to help them or make sure they're okay. And this is something I struggled with in high school, but I could never really get someone to care about me like that. And that's just one of the few ways I felt let down by humanity. What do I have to give to feel cared about? And it's frustrating. It's frustrating, but I don't want that to bother me anymore. I don't want that to bother me. I mean, yes, humans, us humans, we let each other down. We're sinful. It's how we are. I don't know. We're complicated. We're not God. We're not perfect. And it's frustrating. It's unfortunate. But ultimately, the only one who can really satisfy us in the long run isn't it's not having people care about you. It's God, you know. And to be honest, something I want to do is just kind of share God's love and joy and peace to people, but oftentimes feels like whenever I try to get an opportunity to do that, I don't oftentimes get it. So maybe that is God just kind of not letting that opportunity happen. Maybe because he has something else planned for me. Honestly, I don't know what God has planned for me, but we'll see. I'm just trying to let him guide it. And maybe it's something regarding the videos I make here, Blue Dude's Odyssey and stuff like that. But I don't know. But yeah. Also, I've been thinking, so I have a PayPal. I've been thinking about maybe putting that here in case people want to help me out financially. So I might do that, possibly. I don't see the harm in that. I'm not making people pay for stuff. It's like, if you want to help me out financially, then yeah, I'll just give you an opportunity to do that. So I might do that. I've been thinking about that. So yeah, I might do that, maybe. But yeah, humans, we're very interesting creatures. Okay, maybe creatures isn't a nice word. We are very interesting beings. And yeah, I'm a human myself, so I shouldn't exclude myself. I'm not perfect whatsoever. Yes, I felt let down by other humans, but I'm a human myself. I've probably let people down as well. Yeah, we are interesting creatures for sure. But I definitely don't want to isolate myself from, the rest of humanity, because I'm a human myself. It's interesting to think about humans. But yeah, the whole getting people to care about you thing still kind of bothers me, but I hope to get so close to God that doesn't bother me. And when it comes to getting close with God, it seems like perhaps that shouldn't be like it is something I should like do with effort, as in I should be intentional with spending time with God, but I also want to let him come to me, if that makes sense. Because ultimately, he's the ultimate provider at the end of the day. So, of course, I make the effort to reach out to him, but at the same time, I don't want it to just be like, oh, I'm going to try to do this. I do, it does seem like part of it is also allowing God to get to you, allowing God to show his presence to you. You just have to be intentional with, you know, God, I'm acknowledging you in my life. Or spending time with him, writing to him. But yeah. And it just, I don't know, another thing I wanted to say is it just doesn't feel fear. It, ju- it just doesn't feel fair. Like, whenever because I've had, like, I don't really like this word, but, like, phases where it's like, I just want to kind of disconnect from humanity and just talk to God. And it's like during those phases, I hate that word, but like during those times of my life, it's like people tend to come to me. But then when I start getting attached to people and start being intentional with friendships and relationships with other people, I always just drive them away. And I know I have a weird personality. I'm a complicated person. I'm pretty quirky, I'd say. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Am I too much for other humans? Is that it? What do I do about that? It doesn't feel fair, but I also know God's not an unjust God. And this is just an emotion I'm feeling, but yeah. But overall, I think that's everything for how I've been doing recently. I just thought I'd make this video and talk about this. And if you're watching this the whole way through, maybe you could learn a few things along the way, or just some encouragement, maybe. But yeah, overall, I'm just trying to seek God. I think that's the number one thing we should all do, even in the midst of tribulation or not, generally. Because I've experienced his peace, and I've experienced that, yes, he wants us to be still, and while he fights our battles, like, he fixes everything. But, yeah, anyways, goodbye now. Have a good night, or day, whichever one, whatever time you're watching this. Alright, goodbye now.